I'm here at the Lie-Nielsen hand tool event with Mateo Panzica of Lazarus Hand Plane, based right now in Louisville, Kentucky. And we're going to take a look at his infill planes and his slicks. And that's kind of an interesting divergence between the metal and wood infill planes and a framing slick. So Mateo, could you tell us a little bit about your background and why the set of tools that you have here? 'Cause it's interesting.
Well, I started making hand planes from being a lifelong woodworker.
Yeah.
Furniture maker. It kept me bartending for 10 years.
Right.
But you have to support your habit. Eventually ended up in southern Appalachia timber framing for about 8 years. And that's where my interest in slicks comes from. Bit of a diversion from the blades.
Were you making your own at that time?
I wasn't.
No.
But that's where I started on the side making hand blades for steel timber framing.
And did you start out with the infills when you were doing the planes?
I started with bootleg infills. Using Old Bailey number 6 carcasses that I would chop up and infill. Eventually I got serious enough about plane making that I bought a metal mill and started actually.
So why the number 6? Why was that your first infill body?
Because they were cheap, readily available, and you could chop them down to a nice, smoother size.
That's a good reason.
So it's a very humble start.
So what are you making today? Which is very different than a chopped up number 6.
Well, mostly what I'm making are smooth planes in one form or one size or another. Even the smallest ones that a lot of people refer to as block planes kind of aren't, because almost every plane you see is cutting at a 50-degree bevel. I recently started making miter planes as well. And this is probably the plane that I've made the most of, which isn't technically an infill. Plus brass counts as an infill. It's stuffed with brass.
Right. Well, and this is an interesting setup on the frog here.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what's going on here?
This is the adjustment mechanism on my bevel up smooth plane. It's fairly novel. We've got a stem that adjusts the depth of cut and a thumb wheel to adjust the lateral. This tensioning pin actually corresponds with a socket in the adjuster, so that creates your pivot point and your pressure point, allowing the entire adjuster to move laterally. The nice thing about it is that you can make adjustments with this plane without having to lessen any pressure whatsoever. Allows you to dial in your cuts as you're working on the fly, so to speak.
Well, I've not seen anything like that on anybody else's plane. So how did you come up with that?
I'm actually, to this day, a little unsure how I came up with it. It ended up being designed on paper, like a lot of ideas do. I hemmed and hawed, looked at it for quite a while, and was not sure if it was going to work properly. And the only way that I was going to know is to build the first one. And that was a couple of years ago. This has now become my most popular model plane. So the honest truth is I don't know.
That's a great answer, but it worked out, so. You have to do the floaty shaving.
Always the floaty shave.
There you go.
Now heavy cut.
Wow. I cannot. And where can people find out more about you?
My website,
Which is?
LazarusHandplane.com.
LazarusHandplane.com.